A very good day to our lecturer, Dr. Hamad Ridwan bin Abdullah. I'm Kritija Gunasegaran and my matric number is A2183279. Would like to present the introduction. One of the most important things you need to get a business rolling is finance. In simple words, financial management is the company function that invests financial resources to increase corporate success and return on investment. Consequently, capital must be handled with care, recruited according to procedures, and monitored throughout the whole business lifetime. Our team has determined that United Plantation Berhad and Jayatiasa Berhad are more suitable option for our assignment. Both of these businesses compete on the market for oil palm and coconut products. We received the data from the website of Bursa Malaysia's primary market, the second exchange for publicly traded companies. Thank you.
Next, business nature. What is business nature? Business nature describes both the type of company it is and the objective it seeks to achieve. It provides an overview of the business nature as well as its legal structure. Business nature also explains all that it does in order to accomplish company's goals. In addition, it shows the challenges that the organization faces in addition to the opportunities it brings. First, United Plantations Berhad. United Plantations is one of a shared heritage that was built upon the knowledge and resources of both Denmark and Malaysia. United Plantations Berhad, or I will say UP, which had a humble beginning in 1906, has grown in size and stature through the years to become one of the biggest plantation groups in Malaysia. Today, UP is recognized as one of the bigger sized plantation groups in Malaysia. It has earned a reputable reputation for employing forward-thinking agricultural practices, achieving high levels of productivity, and producing high-quality goods. Next, UP Group or UP Plantations Berhad set itself the goal of becoming a founder in environmentally responsible agricultural practices. UP Berhad also actively works to lessen the number of factors that have a negative effect on the environment, which it has caused because what they do to the nature. Next is Jaya Tiasa Holdings Berhad. Jaya Tiasa Holdings Berhad is widely regarded as Malaysia's premier provider of high-quality oil palm and wood products, with a land bank that reached more than 83,000 hectares in the Malaysian state of Sarawak. It is one of the oil palm operators in Malaysia that is expanding at one of the quickest rates. Jaya Tiasa has been able to build a successful group not just by focusing on objectives and benefits in the near term, but also by paying attention to the medium and long-term plans. Jaya Tiasa's strategy for the long term is to grab any possibilities for growth that may present themselves, as well as to constantly expand the companies in order to produce value for the shareholders.
My name is Tanusha, daughter of ARUMUGAM. My matric number is A21A3153. Now, I'm going to present about horizontal analysis for United Plantation Berhad. The current ratio for United Plantation Berhad is decreased from 9.99 times in year 2018 to 5.05 times in year 2019, but it is increased to 5.49 times in year 2020. The quick ratio for United Plantation Berhad is decreased continuously from 6.00 times in year 2018 to 4.61 times in year 2019, and it is increased about 0.12 times in year 2020. In these 3 years, United Plantation Berhad shows a positive net working capital in 2018 until 2019. It shows that the net working capital was decreased from 512,914 ringgit in year 2018 to 267,337 ringgit in year 2019, and it is started to increase to 795,259 ringgit in year 2020. Furthermore, the inventory turnover was increased from 14.05 times in year 2018 to 19.32 times in year 2019, but it is decreased to 10.20 times in year 2020. The fixed asset turnover was decreased continuously from 0.36 times in year 2018 to 0.31 times in year 2019, and it is increased to 0.67 times in year 2020. Moreover, the total asset turnover was the same 0.26 times in year 2018 and 2019. In year 2020, the total asset turnover increased to 0.45 times in year 2020. The debt ratio of United Plantation Berhad increased from 10.58% in year 2018 to 10.77% in year 2019 and to 11.56% in year 2020. The debt to equity in year 2018 until 2019 is always increased. In year 2018, it shows 11.83%, in year 2019 shows 12.06%, and in year 2020 is 13.07%. Moreover, the time interest earned in year 2018 is 3.96 times and increased to 3.98 times in year 2019 and keeps increased to 9.45 times in year 2020. The gross profit margin in year 2018 is 1.01% and it is increased to 1.02% in year 2019 and keep the same in year 2020. The operating profit margin in year 2018 is 57.57% and dropped to 43.96% in year 2019. Then the value keep decreased to 35.71% in year 2020. The net profit margin for United Plantation Berhad continuously decreased. In year 2018 shows 47.55% and in year 2019 shows 38.62% and in year 2020 shows 29.97%. The return on asset for United Plantation Berhad is decreased from 12.29% in year 2018 and 10.18% in year 2019. It's get increased to 13.15% in year 2020. Lastly, the return on equity in year 2018 is 13.74% and it's decreased to 11.41% in year 2019 and it is get rise to 15.26% in year 2020. Thank you very much.
Hi guys, my name is SARANKUMAR and my matrix number is H218365. So my slide is all about the horizontal analysis of JAMINGON Holdings Berhad in year 2018 till year 2020. As my friend explained on the slide before, there is the 4 type of ratio table given on the slide. The first ratio is liquidity ratio that's used to measure a company's ability to pay debt. So if the higher the ratio, the easier is the ability to clear the debt of JAMINGON Holdings Berhad. And the next ratio is activity ratio. Activity ratio is a type of financial metric that indicates how efficiently a company is leveraging the assets on the balance sheets to generate revenue and cash. And here on the table there is 3 type of activity ratio. That's inventory turnover, fixed asset turnover, and total asset turnover. And the table on the right side shows the debt ratio, debt to equity, and time interest earned that categorized in leverage ratio used to measure JAMINGON Holdings Berhad or mix of operating expenses to get an idea of how changes in output will affecting operating income. And lastly, the ratio is profitability ratio. In the table on the slide, there are 5 type of profitability ratio. That's gross profit margin, operating profit margin, net profit margin, return on asset, and return on equity. Therefore, profitability ratio are a type of accounting ratio that helps JAMINGON Holdings Berhad determining the financial performance of business at the end of the accounting period. That's all from me, guys. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is FARADIAH binti JAMINGON. My number is A21, A28, A27. I would like to present about my topic is critical analysis. I will present ratio 1 until ratio 7, and after that I will pass my friend to present my ratio. Another ratio. First of all, we start with ratio number 1, current ratio. As we can see, the current ratio of United Plantation Berhad in 2019 decreased to the inventory management problem and was unable to collect debt but increased in 2020 after the company took efficient inventory management measures and sufficiently solved the cash burning problem faced in 2019. Meanwhile, the current ratio of JAMINGON Holdings Berhad increased in 2019 but decreased 2020 due to the high cash burning rate. Alright, for the second ratio, we have quiet ratio. As we can see, the quiet ratio of United Plantation Berhad show an increase in 2020 of 4.73 compared to 2019 of 4.61. This is because the company is efficient in managing debtor and has strength of company finance. Meanwhile, JAMINGON Holdings Berhad has reduced in the quiet ratio in the 2022 by 0.09, resulting in the efficiency of managing receivable, and at the end sometimes still struggling to repay the debts. Alright, the ratio number 3 is net working capital. As we can see too, the net working capital ratio for United Plantation Berhad Company increased in 2020 by RM 795,257 compared to 2019 by RM 267,337. Meanwhile, the net working capital ratio for Jasa Tiasa Holding Berhad also increased in 2020 by 626,478 compared to 2019 by RM 253,881. This suggests both companies are able to cover debt by using current working capital. Alright, ratio number 4 is inventory turnover. The inventory turnover for United Plantation Berhad was 4.05 times lower than for Syarikat Jasa Tiasa Berhad, which was 17.88 times in 2018. Meanwhile, in 2019, United Plantation increased by 19.32 times, higher than Jasa Tiasa, which is only 3.81 times. However, in 2020, the inventory turnover for United Plantation decreased to 10.20 times. It was still higher than Syarikat Jasa Tiasa Berhad, which was 9.94 times. United Plantation Berhad was very fast for selling inventory in 2019 and 2020 compared to Jasa Tiasa Berhad to high inventory turnover. Alright, for the ratio number 5 is fixed asset turnover. In 2018, United Plantation Berhad was 0.36 times higher than Jasa Tiasa Berhad by 0.0719 times. In 2019, United Plantation Berhad was 0.31 times higher than Jasa Tiasa Berhad by 0.0487 times. In 2020, United Plantation Berhad was 0.97 times higher than Jasa Tiasa Berhad by 0.035. In conclusion, the fixed asset turnover ratio for United Plantation Berhad was higher due to the low effectiveness of fixed asset compared to Jasa Tiasa Berhad. For the ratio number 6 is total asset turnover. United Plantation Berhad in 2018 was 0.26 higher than asset turnover compared to Jasa Tiasa Berhad by 0.0566 times. In 2019, United Plantation Berhad was 0.26 times higher than Jasa Tiasa Berhad by 0.0398 times. In 2020, United Plantation Berhad was 0.45 times higher than Jasa Tiasa Berhad by 0.033 times. In conclusion, the ratio of total turnover for United Platinum Berhad showed the effectiveness of total sales asset. Meanwhile, Jasa Tiasa Holding showed inefficiency in using asset to generate sales. And the last one, I will present about ratio number 7, debt ratio. As we can see, in 2019 until 2020, the debt ratio for United Plantation Berhad and Jasa Tiasa Holding Berhad, both of them is increased. This suggests that both of companies face a high level of risk and are still dependent on the loan funds. These two companies are coping the high debt reflects in their second growing ratio from 2018 to 2020. I think that's all for me. I will give my friend to present another ratio. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is NURIEN binti MATNOR. My NABIILAH number is A2183398. Today I would like to present my first slide. I would like to present financial ratio from 8 to 14. For 8 is a debt to equity. Between 2018 and 2020, the two corporations' debt to equity ratio considerably grew. Notably, Jaya Tiasa's Holdings Berhad increased from 30.62% to 92.80% in market share for 2018 and 2020. The two companies' debt to equity ratio grew between 2018 and 2020, which suggests the both were taking significant risks in their business operations. Both businesses have a debt to equity ratio that higher than one. For number 9 is time interest units. For 2018-2020, United Plantation will earn small time interest. The corporations of Jaya Tiasas Holdings Berhad nevertheless had a dip in 2019 and an uptick in 2020. For number 10 is gross profit margin. United Plantations Berhad's gross profit margin improved from 1.01% to 1.02% in 2019 and remained unchanged in 2020 from 2018. As for Jaya Tiasas Holdings Berhad, it declined from 2018 by 0.36% to 4.89% in 2019 and then grew to 10.70% in 2020. For number 11, operating profit margins. Both businesses indicate that operational margins were declining between 2018 and 2020. For number 10 is net profit margin. United Plantations Berhad net profit margin strength was decreased from 2018 to 2020. The company net profit margins performing is still stable. In contrast, Jaya Tiasas Holdings Berhad net profit margin strength decreased in 2019, but the net profit margin's performance was stable in 2020. For number 30 is return on asset. United Plantations Berhad asset returns performance was superior to Jaya Tiasas Holdings Berhad since it continued to record a respectable proportion of asset returns above 1. Lastly is return on equity. Both companies point to a downward trend of rising returns on equity from 2018 to 2020 due to less effective management. In 2019, the percentage returns and equity for these two organizations fell negatively and increase in business activity in order to produce revenue. However, in 2020, both went out a resource measure was effectively utilized to boost the business income. That's all for me.
Assalamualaikum, my name is FAIZAH and my matric number is 821A2826, and today I will explain about the conclusion. By completing this assignment, we were able to analyze the performance of two companies, which is United Plantations Berhad and Jaya Tiasas Holdings Berhad from 2018 to 2020. We were using horizontal and vertical analysis techniques that we have learned in financial management. Next is the recommendation for United Plantations Berhad. For this company, we recommend the purpose renewal of authority to purchase own shares. This is because the company stated that the aggregate number of the ordinary shares purchased and pursuant to this resolution shall not exceed 10% of the total issued and paid up share capital of the company at any given point in time, and an amount of funds not exceeding the total retained profits of the company and the share premium account of the company based on audited financial statements. Next, the second recommendation for this company is the management must be improved. It is true that the supply of experienced plantation managers has not kept with the expansion of plantations. Most assistants have little time to develop before being promoted to manager, in comparison to the days where there were many planters and few estates. There have been very few dismissals, and only most efficient had survived back then. Next recommendation is for Jaya Tiasas Holdings Berhad. We recommend development and research companies should invest more in R&D to achieve breakthrough. There are many businesses have their own ideas for expanding their product lines. Innovation has increased productivity. It is once again necessary to search widely for expertise, even it is on a contract basis with defined projects with a limited time frame. After the project's purpose is completed, the companies are not burdened with overhead costs. Aside from that, we can conclude that this task proves that financial management is not only about theory learning, but also about the practicalities of what we already know or have encountered in our daily expenses. We can also conclude that the stronger our financial management, the greater our opportunity to maximize profits in the short term while increasing the capital value in the long term. Lastly, based on our observation, we can learn how to practice finance in entrepreneurship. Experience is the knowledge or skills or observations of an object that gain through involvement or exposure to objects or events. And these are some of the information that we use to complete our assignment.